Right, beautiful Toyota Arena in Southern California. So glad you can join us for some MASL action right here on MASL TV. Let's get right down to it. Frank Taiyu, 1 goal last game. What does he need to do to spark something against his Mesquite Outlaws team?
Just keep his patience. Keep his patience out there. Even though he only did get 1 goal in the last game we saw him out here, he was involved with other plays. He's got other players involved as well. So just keep the patience. The goal will come for the King. So that's all I think he has to do in order to be successful tonight.
Well, Frank Taiyu still leads the MASL with goals, 26 goals, as you see here during the pregame. First player on the pitch again to get early touches on, to get some extra additional mindset ready as the national anthem taking place here from Toyota Arena. We'll be back with live action from Ontario.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
It's a Friday night Western Conference showdown from Southern California with the Ontario Fury sitting at 4-8, playing host for the first-year franchise in the Mesquite Outlaws, who currently are at 4-9. Inside beautiful Toyota Arena, live on MASL TV. It's Military Appreciation Night and Scout Night. And alongside Jose Duran, I'm Brian Tabajay. Well, the playoff picture in the West still taking shape here in game number 13 for the Fury. They had back-to-back wins after a 5-game losing streak, and most recently a tough loss last week against Sonora. Jose, that loss last week went 3-3 all the way through overtime, and then a 4-3 shootout loss.
Yeah.
We got to be better, just flat out be better. I was talking to head coach Jimmy Norberg on the pitch during warm-ups. He wants a convincing win from the boys. All right, Mesquite sitting at 4-9, right, still in the playoff picture.
They both are, yeah.
Alongside the Ontario Fury, and they need a convincing win here.
Yeah, absolutely. Convincing win, but I think tough was an understatement. Like you said here, partner. At the last game, they played against Sonora. Almost seemed like they played a complete game, but missed opportunities here and there. Last shot in front of the goal in the last couple minutes of overtime, too. So little things that didn't go the Fury way. that could have gone, and we would be having a completely different conversation. So just keep the patience out there if you're Frank. But overall, if you're the team, keep playing the same way. But I want to see urgency right out the bat. If you don't see urgency off the first couple of minutes, that kind of dictates the way the game's going to go.
Well, they were 0 of 2 on the power play. They were so successful up until last week. 0 of 2 on the power play, only 4 shots in that first half as well. So we'd like to see a little bit more energy, a little bit more attitude, if you will, on the pitch to really set the tone. And they've got to clean things up defensively. 11 fouls, got to clean it up and tighten it up really on the back line. A little bit more communication. Starting 5 on the pitch right now for your home team, Ontario Fury, donning their all-red kits. Stinson, Tayu Cisse, Maikon De Abreu, and the rookie Jesus Pacheco getting his first start, all in front of the 2-time MASL Goalkeeper of the Year and Chris Toth. Healthy scratches for the Ontario Fury, Edson Cardona, Steven Flora, Andy Reyes, Debray Holloman, and Jeff Hughes. The big news coming out of Southern California is veteran defender Evan McNeely, who was 4th best on the team in total points, has been traded back to the Tacoma Stars with Nick Pereira. And they, as the Ontario Fury, will get future considerations. Head coach for the visiting Mesquite Outlaws, simply known as Tattoo. Assistant coaches Sagu, Kevin Smith, the former Ontario Fury player Kylie Couch, and Nick Stavro. Head coach for your home team Ontario Fury, Jimmy Nordberg. Assistant coaches LeBaron Holloman and Troy McCarroll, and the equipment manager Kevin Curtin. First-year athletic trainer. Off of the boards, Tayu playing that. Well done from Kyrell. Athletic trainer Jennifer Hawk. And tonight's officials, senior referee Fernando Pena, referee Daniel Radford, assistant referee Steve Skill, and the 4th official Lauren Barnett. The Mesquite Outlaws all in white with a losing streak of their own, the 4 of their last 5. They've matched up against all quality top opponents in those 4 games. You're talking about Florida, you're talking about Monterey, Sonora, and San Diego. Their last victory was against Turlock. Charlie Gonzalez, go ahead, Jose.
That's a tough matchup with any team that's going to face the Sonora, Monterey. But now the game they have to face on now is face the Fury. That's the only team that they have to take care of in front of them right now. But if you're the Fury, come at them. It's a brand new team that you said just joined the league, but players that they haven't played before too. So take it at them the couple minutes you have right now. And we did that. Just see that with Frank Tayu in that shot.
Well, new with the franchise, but veterans of the MASL and Vicmore Aligwe. Sean David, who spent some time with the Ontario Fury. Jamie Lovegrove, Cody Ellis, just to name a few on this roster for the Mesquite Outlaws. Foul along the far side boards. But you look at that schedule. That game against the Souls of Sonora stood out to me, Jose. I mean, it was 8-8 late in that second half. Mesquite ended up losing. I believe the score was 12-9. So they were definitely in that game against a quality opponent who sits right now in the 3rd playoff position representing the Western Conference.
Oh, bad
miscommunication there with Concalves and Toth leads to the first quality shot attempt there off of the foot of Mesquite. Trip up there and no foul call. Play continues with Kyrell. Kyrell streaking past midfield, steers it to the far side in Stinson, works a 1-2. The shot goes wide off of the chest into the hands of their goalkeeper Cortez. Eduardo Cortez sitting at 4-9 with a 5.31 goals against average. As you see on the replay there, just off of the chest of their defender. Tapia was the Outlaw player who had that quality attempt after the miscommunication between Concalves and Toth. Fortunately, Jose, that did not result into the back of the net.
Yeah, but that's the things head coach Jimmy Norberg wants to see cleaned up more. Little mistakes like that. Like, fortunate for the Fury, didn't leave nothing there, but it has before.
Now De Abreu just steered wide off the fingertips of Cortez. Cisse pinching in. So Kyrell's going to get some playing time tonight, along with Marcus Jordan, who suffered an injury last year. Debray Holloman with a lower body injury that hopefully he'll only be out tonight's contest. Is not 100% sure if he'll travel with the team up to Turlock next week. That is yet to be determined.
It's great to see Marcus Jordan suited up. You know that he's itching to make his way out there, and the times that he does make his way out there, you see a spark off that left foot. So hopefully we see Marcus be effective tonight.
Pacheco streaking by Ramiro. Loose ball. Uzi Tayu pushed in the back. No call there. Toe steps up to play the ball a little early. As you see on the replay, Pacheco just cruises past Ramiro. And then right there, Uzi Tayu. We play into the whistle. No call there. That was Powell who was defending Uzi Tayu. Johnny Topete, during warm-ups, partner, had a little hiccup on the pitch. And it's good to see that he's playing, but not 100% sure if he's 100% right now.
Yeah, hopefully he is. We'll see it once he gets a feel of the game, gets out there running, how he actually feels. But he's going to be a key component for the Fury, as his defensive stature and what he could provide on defensive side has proven to be key so far for the Fury.
Hernandez off of the turnover from Jones can call this. And now Christian Alvarado, another rookie and young talent out here from Southern California. A 1-2 from those two ponytails on the pitch for Ontario, just a touch too hard.
I like the confidence from the Fury so far, though. We've seen them being more on the aggressive side up to now.
Well, they've got to take the initiative here in tonight's contest. What's at stake, you say? Well, it's a playoff berth. Potential playoff berth, as you see Stinson crash into the boards there. Replay coming here. And it looked like Aligwe made a little bit of contact, but both players are up on their own power. The other score that's we'll be paying close attention tonight, Tacoma is playing host to Turlock up at Acesso Showware. Off of the boards and into the hands of Toth. No real threat there after the set piece opportunity that came from the near side.
All these games, playoff implications, Tacoma, Turlock, Ontario, Mesquite, they're all still in the mix of things. So even between them four, it's sort of like a Final Four battle to see who's going to get that final spot. Solis of Sonora still in that mix too, but it seems like they're kind of just taking away with that third place spot.
Sonora, after breaking that 500 mark plateau here last week at 7-7, ended up losing to the San Diego Sockers, who have seemed to be on the road for a very long time, as Lovegrove now just a touch too hard up and out of bounds. But San Diego,
East Coast swing.
Yeah, they stopped in Harrisburg with a victory there. They played and went to Baltimore on the losing end there. But before that, they had the Mexico two visits down to Sonora and Monterey, splitting those two. It was a close one against Monterey, an overtime loss to those San Diego Sockers, but they finished up yesterday with a victory down in Orlando. And Craig Childs seems like he's ageless. That veteran goalkeeper, as I watch Chris Toth here, that veteran player for the San Diego Sockers, the franchise leading goal scorer in Craig Childs, was MASL Turf Player of the Week as well. So he's continuing to, just be the Craig Childs of old, where he's so calm, so reserved. And you should have seen, fans, if you didn't get to see any of those goals from Craig Childs, you can catch MASL Primetime. But just great touches on the ball, set piece plays, off the ball opportunities that Childs just makes look so easy. They were victorious in 3 of those matches on that road trip.
Yeah, we talk a lot about MVP Frank Tayu and what other players around the league are doing so far. And Craig Childs is like, hey, guys, I'm still here. Yeah. And he's showing it. And, as a matter of fact, they split those two. And, what a save.
Kyrell laces on that volley attempt just a little wide. And then Concalves tripped up.
What a save.
You see right there. Fingertip save there. But with 7:41 remaining, Charlie Gonzalez over the ball, and a former MASL player now who has joined the black and gold in the MLS is in the building, and Adrian Perez. Justin Stinson almost lit it up. Boy, that power behind his right foot is just undeniable. Can call this now on the intercept for Ontario. Tayu and now Gonzalez trying to generate something with his right foot, held up for a second there, played it off the boards and tripped up. He earned that foul call there. Mike Jones defending Charlie Gonzalez, unsuccessful. As you see,
he's going to get that one.
Stinson
He's going to get it. We tried it in the last game against Solis, too, just wide on the opposite end. So within time, but that shot that he has, boy.
Frank Tayu lays it off to Maikon de Abreu into the hands, and a quick restart. Lovegrove now, and Toth off of his back line does well, and does well again. So calm, so reserved. Lays it to the far side, and Ontario on the attack yet again. A different pace, a different attitude that we've seen so far from last week. Pacheco, the rookie, lays it off to Tayu. Now Stinson. Still Stinson.
Oh.
Keeps the ball. Finishes into the back of the net. It is a 1-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury.
Boy, he makes it look easy, doesn't he? But the defender almost does everything right. He slides, tries to poke the ball. Great job by Anthony Powell. But Justin Stinson recovers, and with the calm and ease, has all the time in the world to even take out a comb his hair, do whatever he wants. Just put it in the back of the net, and that's exactly what Justin Stinson did. Number 10 gets another one in the back.
Justin Stinson tallies his 12th goal of the year, his 18th for a point total, as Stinson gets the scoring going so far here tonight from Toyota Arena. And just as we were talking about a different energy, they brought it just a second ago. We'll be back from Ontario, California.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Live from Toyota Arena, as you see the goal scorer in Justin Stinson teeing it up for himself, earning through two defenders right there, and then finishing that powerful right foot, Jose. Boy, I mean, just a minute before that, he smashed it against the glass just a little wide, but he made sure he was on point with that attempt there.
Yeah, just saw green light completely in front of him once the ball just managed to get right back to his foot. But it takes a lot to go ahead and be on your floor and just have the time to get up and still manage to get an awful decent shot. And exactly that's what Justin did. And he has Ontario Fury up 1-0.
Well, Frank Tayu still leads the MASL in goals with 26. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say he's slumped by any means, but he's tapered off for sure. You see Mesquite on the attack here. Bouncing ball, and De Abreu touches it out. But Tayu's definitely tapered off. So, I mean, I would say 4 goals in the last 3 games is pretty good.
He spoils us.
For
That's
Frank Tayu's standards, we expect multi-goal games each and every time. I'll tell you what, he's fulfilled what he was brought here to do, which was score goals. He has scored in every single Ontario Fury match this season. In fact, the last game he was held scoreless, the final against Milwaukee, when it was 5-2, the Milwaukee Wave shutting down the King and earning that Ron Newman Cup title last year.
Yeah, he's a scoring machine. Exactly, that's all he does. And like I just said right now, he kind of has us a little bit spoiled of what we're used to seeing from the King. 4 goals here in the game, 5 goals, or even had a stint where he had 10 goals in the last 2 games too. So we know what he's capable of doing. But like I mentioned in the pregame, it's just patience, patience, patience. And we see a horrible 50-50 ball here.
Well, it's incidental contact, right? I mean, Jiho Lee, the man on the ball, and it looked like a league-way, and it was. It was actually a league-way, and Jones tied up there. 50-50 ball, and both of them reaching for it. It is actually a league-way there.
He takes the worst part.
It. And that's 100% contact there. There's too much steam from Lee. Unfortunately, both players right now on the pitch trying to recover from that collision.
Now Lee just gets it right in the upper part of his knee, so hopefully that muscle should be right. Good. FC just has to walk it off a bit, and looks like both players are okay.
Looks like his quad and potentially a league-way's knee. All speculation as of now. And it looks like both players will stay on the pitch, so a good sign there. As we continue on in this first quarter, a 1-0 lead. On the restart, Tapia, but Toth sees that the entire way. And a bouncing ball for Hernandez. Trying to dance around there. And it's intercepted at midfield from Cody Ellis. Ellis, who's played with the sidekicks, and there's a handful of players on this roster that have played with the sidekicks, will make their first visit to Toyota Arena in a couple weeks. Sean David on the pitch for Mesquite, who spent some time here in Ontario a few seasons ago. As Uzi Tayo will lay it off to his goalkeeper in Toth. Toth still in tops as far as save percentage, so he's still very efficient. Our team record says otherwise, but Toth being as efficient as possible, 70.7%. That is tops in the MASL. 5th overall. So you see Charlie Gonzalez going 1v1 right at midfield. Ontario will take a break from Toyota Arena for just one game and then promptly come back to play host to the Sockers and the Sidekicks. Tayu almost roofed it, but just a little too high. Alvarado will settle things down. And with 350, Jose, much better of a first quarter and a quality start from the home team Ontario Fury.
Yeah, you saw the urgency in the first couple of minutes. They wanted to get out there. They wanted to show their dominance over this Mesquite team, and so far they've done it. I'd like to see a little bit more goals on the board for the Ontario Fury. You said it. Head coach Jimmy Norberg said there in the pregame he wanted to go ahead and get a couple more goals and get a goals galore opening here for this game and show the dominance that the Fury know that they're capable of showing here in the offensive side.
Well, they still averaged just over 5 goals a contest. That was nearly 6 goals before last game, only scoring the 3, so that brought their average down a little bit. But their highest goal scorer total, so whistle is there after the foul along the near side boards. 10 goals produced against the Tacoma Stars way back in December. Since then, it's been below that on a consistent basis. Mesquite turning the ball over in their defensive third, and it's Kyrell and Tayu trying to disrupt there. Toth promptly turns the ball over, and then Tapia, I think he got a little too anxious there. Thankfully for Fury fans, sailed up and out of bounds. But Adrian Perez in the building
house. It's good to see him.
Trying to intro him a little bit a minute ago, but Adrian Perez, the former MASL stud who found his home as Tayu rims it off the edge there, off of his left foot, is now part of the black and gold in LAFC in the MLS. His second year already is Perez with LAFC. Got to chat with him pregame for a split second. He says, I asked him, is there anyone in particular that's really taken you under their wing? And he said, you know what? Everyone's been helpful. Everyone's been guiding me as much as possible. And, of course, Carlos Vela, one of those names that in the end stood out a little bit. But he said really the franchise as a whole has been so helpful and so such a big part of the big transition from the MASL to the MLS. So Adrian back in the Inland Empire to show some love to the Ontario Fury as Kyrell, who's been an injection of energy since starting this game. Kyrell off the boards along the near side, finds the feet of Tayu, and a loose ball there. Concalves got super anxious, just let loose and a little too high off of the foot.
Yeah, it gets a little too anxious, and you could tell Concalves wants to get back in the mix of things, and that means getting a goal, even though he's a defender. But going back on Adrian Perez, man, he was special when he was out here with the Fury. The small stints that we did see him that special season, he was just going left and right, the things that he could do. We coined his foot, the left magical foot. I'll leave you here, partner.
Tapia along the near side. All that power off of the foot. Go ahead.
Yeah, we coined his foot, the left magical foot, just because of everything that he could do still with his foot. Like you said, it was going to be a difficult transition going back to 11-on-11. But if there's a player from Arena Soccer that could go ahead and do that, is Adrian Perez. Also getting a lot more minutes this preseason, already scoring 2 goals in preseason games. So you could tell Coach Brad Bagley has a lot of trust in him. But it's great to see an Ontario Fury player shine.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Under a minute now remaining in the opening quarter. Hernandez off of the boards.
Oof.
They played it right off. Hernandez did not get to get a shot attempt off there, as Cortez did so very quickly, and a defensive clearance in the end for Mesquite. And a set-piece play with 50.5 remaining. We saw a goal off of the foot of this man right here, and Charlie Gonzalez, number 11, last week in the same exact spot. Let's see if it replicates here.
Yes, Justin to the left.
And he does! Charlie Gonzalez uses the fake again and finishes to make it a 2-0 lead.
Well, we looked at each other as we were surprised. I don't know why we're actually surprised, Brian. He did it last game, and he did it again. And you know what it is? It's that little fake just before he kicks it. The last game, the Soles de Sonora defender that was on the wall, he bit on that. He moves to his left in the last second, and that's exactly what the defender on the wall did there. Charlie Gonzalez has us used to that. Number 11, the all-time goal scorer in the Ontario Fury.
Well, that's his 8th of the year and his 19th point. And just as we craved it, we needed it in the pregame. The players that have been carrying this team offensively so far this year are absolutely stepping up in this first quarter. It's great to see so far.
Yeah, it's great to see so far, folks. Remember that you're watching the Ontario Fury on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv.
Nestor Hernandez causing some havoc, and an errant pass there turns the ball back over. 25 seconds left. Eligwe's not 100%. So you saw him running in that last play. Unfortunately, he does not look 100%. Let's see if I'm just wrong in that sense. After that collision with Lee, Lovegrove lets loose, and then on the rebound attempt, that sails wide off of the foot of David. Uzi Tayu trying to clear the zone. 5 seconds left. Let's see if they generate a shot attempt. Hernandez, wonder if he knows the clock. He does not. And time expires after 1 quarter of play. But the bright side is, fans, your Ontario Fury lead after the opening quarter here from Toyota Arena. A 2-0 lead. We'll be back after these messages.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
He liked that they
If
jumped
you were here
with a 3-goal lead,
last
so
week, this
he knows
is the
that
goal
any
on
lead
the
for
set piece
them
play
here
that
is
Gonzalez had
can evaporate.
last week. Don't be
He liked that
fooled.
they
Just
jumped.
a minute ago, Charlie Gonzalez utilized that fake again here tonight to tally the lead to 2-0 here against Mesquite. But that was against Sonora last week. That little slight split-second hesitation opens up, gets players off cue, as you see here. Again, off cue there, and a finish from Gonzalez. Just a heads-up play from the all-time leading goal scorer in franchise history in Charlie Gonzalez. Whatever works right now, right? As long as it finishes and it's in the back of the net, whether it's off a set-piece play or not, we got to get some momentum here in this portion of the season.
And the Fury have been great at doing that. They've been great at creating opportunity and scoring a lot of goals in set-piece plays. So they've been doing that. And then the person that's been doing that I saw a lot more so getting effective in set-piece plays was even McNeely. That's unfortunate now with the Tacoma Stars. But Charlie Gonzalez saying, hey, I could go ahead and take those rounds too, and we did exactly that. So if you were looking at the replays, it was exactly different teams, but the exact same play from Charlie Gonzalez.
Yeah, let's see if things can produce here. Adrian Perez, you see on the screen right now.
Good ovation from the crowd.
As he's stepping in to visit the Ontario Fury, obviously spending now his second season in the MLS with the black and gold. As you see final scores on the bottom of your screen, as Turlock in Tacoma, local kickoff time up north, is just a few minutes away. But the first quarter of action brought a lot of energy, a lot of pace, and 2 goals for Ontario to take the lead with.
A lot of energy, a lot of pace, and a lot of smiles from everyone here in the Toyota Arena.
This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Ontario International Airport. Visit flyontario.com. You can also visit them on social media at FlyONT. SoCal, so easy. So the fans here on Military Appreciation Night, I'm going to enunciate that properly, I promise. There you go. Military Appreciation Night, as well as Scout Night here from Toyota Arena. Beautiful crowd on hand for some Friday night action right here on MASL TV. So glad you can join us alongside Jose Duran and the production team here inside Toyota Arena. I'm Brian Tabajay.
But Pacheco's out there just getting minutes like he's not a rookie. And he's carrying himself like he's been playing like arena soccer, and he's a veteran of the league for quite a while. His body language is so confident. He's moving off the ball, creating opportunities. He has a couple goals in the season, so it'll be great to see him get in the score sheet again here tonight. What a pass.
Stinson back heel to his partner, and they continue that to Pacheco. Off of the glass, right idea there. Had the pace on it, just didn't carry him off the boards as needed. As a leagueway, the point man up top for the goalkeeper, Cortez. They turn the ball over and claiming a handball. Referees say that's a good call there, and we'll restart right across midfield along the near side glass. Tapia now to Rio Ramirez. MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastuvansky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. I caught episode 11 this morning. I believe it's our time. It was just before noon. So, have a little lunch. Check out MASL Primetime. It is really great to see all the action across the MASL. Kyrell will lay it back to Toth. And now Topete will find Cisse to the far side. Gonzalez and Stinson, your goal scorers so far tonight.
Seems like the second quarter, both teams are, well, mostly the Fury trying to get control of the game, trying to get the feel and possession. Haven't seen as much urgency from the Mesquite. It's still early in the game, but they don't want to go ahead and fall behind this one by a 3 to 4 goal difference.
Kyrell dancing to the far side. Hernandez applying pressure there.
Oh, late call. Late call. I understand it, though, but if you're going to blow the whistle, make sure you do it as soon as the foul is called, not when the Fury player is going to get possession and a clear shot at goal.
Hernandez making sure that that Outlaw player is okay, and Anthony Powell, who's in the mix as far as point scores, so someone that's very, very important to this team, along with a De Leon, along with a Ligwe, along with Lovegrove. Powell is one of their key components on the offensive end. 13 total points, 8 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah, they're a team that scores a lot of goals, does the Outlaws, having 2 players scoring in double figures, and Powell almost joining that with a trio with 8 goals if he gets a couple more goals. But having a team set with 3 players scoring in double digits, it's going to be a great offensive team.
So if Ontario can pull off a victory here tonight, Concalves right down the middle of the pitch. That ball was almost an own goal. A scrum to the near boards and a foul call in the end along that near side glass. That ball was headed to the net, as you saw Cortez right after the touch off of this wall right here was literally crawling back to make sure that ball stayed out. And it was a whistle. Charlie Gonzalez to the near side over the ball. He'll let it off to Concalves. He'll find the bottom left corner to make it a 3-0 lead for Ontario.
There he has it. Concalves finally gets the goal in the back of the net. He's been waiting. He's been trying his hardest, and he is celebrating in fashion, Brian.
Are we seeing a proposal
I
live
think so.
right now on MASL TV? Look at the youngster bringing out his phone as he's proposing to his girlfriend, and it looks like it's a yes. Seal it with a kiss. There you go. Congrats to Concalves.
Only here in the MASL.
And his future bride. Wow. What a way to celebrate for Thiago.
You know, you got to celebrate your return to the Toyota Arena and to the Ontario Fury in fashion, and Concalves did that just there. I wasn't exactly sure what he was doing. I thought he was trying to celebrate with the fans or just trying to jump over into the fan section. He knew exactly what he was doing, waiting for the right moment. He got it in the goal in the back of the net, and now he has a fiance.
Concalves tallies. And boy, this is a great way to celebrate his first points on the year. Concalves just rejoining the Ontario Fury a couple weeks ago, gets his first goal and first point of the year, and puts the cherry on top.
You know what that tells me? The man knew he was going to score tonight. The man knew he was going to score tonight.
I mean, where do you put that ring? What sock? I mean, above the shin guard, below the shin guard?
You know, inside the
can't
sock,
put it
on
boot.
tape. Just pray that it doesn't fall while you're playing.
Man, that was a first, and you saw it all right here live on MASL TV. Puts the cherry on top of his goal and proposes to his longtime girlfriend there. Future bride-to-be is Ontario
I've never seen that.
all over Mesquite so far in this first half.
Yeah.
And with under 13 minutes remaining, there's plenty of time here to add to their lead. Tapia sells that one up and over and out of bounds, and a restart coming for the goalkeeper of your Ontario Fury.
And we said it in pregame that we wanted to see an Ontario Fury to go ahead and show its dominance over the team. they've done it. Jimmy Norbeck said it as well, that he wanted to go see a different side of the Fury. And so far, with 3 goals, with 12 minutes left in the second quarter, it's something to give this team an ovation for.
Well, last week it was 4 shots in the first half against the Sonora club. In the end, it was pretty dead even at 18 and 19 shots apiece. But it was so flat in that first half that this looks like a completely different team. Will this carry on? We'll wait and see. As Stinson takes that attempt, and that's a great save from Cortez.
Boy.
And now Topete lines it up, and Cortez, Superman in that box right now. And he'll lay it out to Oligwe. Uzi Tayu shouldered off of that ball. Toth will clear it out. And Tayu will settle it to Stinson at midfield. Does have Frank up top. Lays it off to him to the near side. Frank Tayu, a lot of room.
Yeah.
And he does make them pay off of the right foot into the upper 90 for Frank Tayu, and the Ontario Fury lead 4-0.
Ask and you shall receive, partner. We've been saying that we wanted to see Frank involved in the mix. He's been scoring nonstop this season in every Fury game that's been played, and he does so tonight. But look at the way he walks it off with that shrug and that confidence. And he says, I'm the king. I'm the king of the Toyota Arena and of the MASL. And he makes it 4-0 Ontario.
Well, Frank Tayu will pad his lead in the MASL goal total with 27. Brian Aguilar is still at a close second with 24. But 27 for Frank Tayu. The assists will go to Stinson. Tally that to his 7th of the year and his 18th point. And it's a 4-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury.
Keep on coming. Keep on coming.
There's just a different energy so far. As Kyrell disrupting there on Iligwe. Gonzalez tried to bank it off of the boards, and in the end, a defensive clearance. The fan is okay along the near side.
Yeah, I hope the fan is okay. That was a hard hit to take there from Charlie. He's trying to bounce it off the board hard, and ooh.
Let's hope the youngster is okay, getting the attention that they need right now. That is a fast ball coming right off the boards and into the crowd. Mesquite with Mitchell Cardenas standing over the ball along with Tapia. Overlapping run from Lovegrove. And that's sniffed out from Toth. And on the break, Ontario runs. Kyrell trying to get it up offensively. He ends up turning the ball over. Applying pressure here is Hernandez. Tapia. That ball bounced off of him, and Cisse and Gonzalez will now take over possession for Ontario. Jiho Lee back onto the pitch after that collision with Oligwe early on in that first quarter.
Yeah, good to see him back out there. We kind of said it once after the collision. Is one of those that you have to just walk it off, run it off, but good to see him back out there.
So if Ontario can continue and come out victorious here tonight from Toyota Arena, they'll promptly place themselves in that 4th place position, because head-to-head, they would have identical records. This is before Tacoma and Turlock would go final tonight. Tacoma and Ontario would be at both 5 and 8, but head-to-head, it is Ontario up right now against Tacoma this year. So you look at the February outlook on the bottom of your screen there. After tonight's contest, it's a pair of back-to-back games starting on President's Day as Charlie Gonzalez restarts. Mike Honda Abreu around the horn they go, and that's disrupted there from Cortez. He'll throw it out to Lovegrove. It's a foot race to the ball, and Charlie Gonzalez wins that battle. Stinson helping his teammates, backtracking defensively. And Concalves to his Brazilian counterpart.
Uh,
Taiyu trying to dance around near midfield. Jones defending him. Taiyu says, hold on. Let's wait a second here. Lays it off to Stinson. Stinson with De Abreu to the near side glass. Charlie says, let's regroup and get some fresh bodies onto the pitch. Taiyu will lay it off to Charlie. Off of the glass. No one on the back end. That ball jumps up and out of bounds. But against Tacoma, they did lose 5-8, and then promptly won 10-7 up at Acesso Showware. At home.
too many players on the field for the Fury.
So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 position players. And you called it, partner.
I heard the yells coming from the Mesquite bench. They called it right away, too. Unfortunate mistake from the Ontario Fury. Little mistakes like that could cost you here. So fortunate for the Fury, they do have a 4-goal lead, but got to fix those mistakes in the back end.
So let's see who serves the minor penalty here for too many men. Now it looks like Frank Taiyu will go ahead and jump in. To kill, it is Hernandez Cisse, De Abreu, and Uzi Taiyu.
Let's go, fellas.
On the kill, they're exactly the same, 64% for Ontario. Mesquite on the power play opportunities this year, 17%. So the favor is in home of the home team. Around the horn, they work Tapia, lets loose, and that's sky high.
It's going to be important for the Ontario Fury not to concede any goals in this power play. Not only because the Mesquite will cut to the lead and make it a 3-goal lead, but there's a confidence in terms of, we could go ahead and keep this team to 0 goals for the first half, but also confidence for Chris Toth. He needs this game.
That's a great point there, Jose. Toth, who had a couple miscues in the last contest against Sonora, which they capitalized on both occasions. A leeway now for Mesquite. Sails it just wide. De Abreu will clear the zone. 1:05 remaining on the power play for too many men for Mesquite. The Outlaws seeking some sort of momentum here before the half is over with 7.5 remaining. A leeway now, drawing in Cisse and Hernandez. De Abreu to the far side. 40 seconds remaining. Ontario doing all they can to make sure they kill this off. Tapia's left-footed shot attempt is blocked. And then Lovegrove, boy, from here, Jose, that looks like it was in there. And Tapia does the same and sails it just wide.
Good stuff on the Fury on the defensive side. And they'll let Lovegrove and everybody take shots from that sort of distance. As long as it's not from any sort of distance and they could get a lot dangerous shot, they'll let them shoot from there.
Uzi Taiyu steers it to the far side. That ball is jumping out of bounds, but it did deflect off of an Outlaw. So it is a restart as Tacoma, you see on the bottom ticker there, an early jump on the Turlock Cal Express. 2-0, they lead from Acesso Showware Center. As there's a timeout on the pitch from Ontario, California. It's a 4-0 lead for the Ontario Fury.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Corps is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcorps.org.
They still have some time remaining on their power play as the visitors Mesquite Outlaws after too many men on the pitch. Frank Tayo, the Ontario Fury player who's serving the minor penalty. But it is a restart for Topete and the Fury, and they'll bring it all the way back to clear some time off the clock and help kill the penalty. And that's all said and done as Tayu jumps out of the box and onto the pitch as his brother Uzi Tayu gets tangled up with Jones, and it is a foul on Uzi. Quick restart, and they'll play on right past midfield. Pacheco defending there for Ontario. Defending Lee. And Lee quick. Boy, that guy has a lot of speed there. Pacheco trying to dance around two defenders with Duarte and Lee. And now Cortez in a dangerous spot here. Ends up playing the deep ball. And Toth will play off of his back line. Steer to the near side in the local Anaheim product in Christian Alvarado. First-year player, also translating his game from the outdoor to indoor. Got Alvarado, Edson Cardona, Steven Flora, Jesus Pacheco, all those young talent out of Southern California off of the far side boards. And a dive there. Tayu tripped at midfield. Should be a card, and there it is. I don't believe there was any contact whatsoever.
The turn, yeah, I think so.
As you see here, great job on the replay, guys.
He knew exactly what was going
in.
on, yeah.
It's a bang-bang play. I mean,
well, if you're Frank there, he does exactly everything he has to do. Make that turn. He knows that's the last man. And if you could sell a little extra there, why not?
So Ontario's been dangerous on the power play so far this season, 64%. We got De Abreu, Gonzalez, Tayu, Concalves, and Stinson to the far side for Ontario. Frank Tayu trying to capitalize early. Concalves pinching in. Concalves, the newly engaged Thiago Concalves.
Yeah,
the Brazilian.
Official.
Man, he was going crazy. He jumped up into the stands. I said, that's how you get energy into the crowd, right? And then he just kept going, found his love and proposed. And you saw it right here on MASL TV. Stinson on the restart and nearly barred down there.
Boy.
As that right foot, when he winds up and he hits laces and he makes the proper contact, Stinson is one of the best I've seen in the entire league. No doubt about that.
For bad for the board. It's almost like he did something to it. They did something to him. Keeps hitting him.
Charlie pinching in. Plenty of time still left on this power play. Stinson generating some havoc there and ended up being a foul call on Stinson after he's held up. You saw him pull back as he was trying to do a sliding attempt there on Mitchell Cardenas.
Tries to slide and get the ball, but the slide was way too premature. As we take a look at the replay from Justin there, what a shot. Goalkeeper, nothing he could do there other than just extend his arms on top, but that shot was destined to hit the board and come back out.
1:05 remaining on the power play for Ontario. Gonzalez on the ball. Stinson to the far side. First power play on the night for Ontario. Topete will lay it off to Frank.
Oof.
And Tayu's shot disrupted there. Lovegrove on the clearance attempt. It is Sean David who will just push it past the yellow line.
Should have just kept going, keep possession, and try to keep it away for a couple more seconds from the Fury. He just gave it back to him.
Well, he had Topete and Gonzalez staring at him. Either way, he didn't have anyone else coming up with him. So, veteran play there. Topete will line it up and elect to pass, get the ball back from De Abreu, and Lovegrove makes contact there defensively. Charlie on the intercept. Has Tayu, decides to go for goal, and Cortez swallows that up. Topete reads that ball well off the goalkeeper's hands and settle down now with 5 seconds remaining on the power play. It looks like they will be unsuccessful in the first power play on the night. Stinson lays it off to Charlie Gonzalez. Left-footed shot attempt is always saw it was Cortez. Nothing disrupting his vision there, and made it look easy on that attempt. De Abreu lays it off to Tayu. Bouncing ball. Overlapping run from Cisse. And that shot just a little too high with 3:10 remaining here in the opening half of play.
The Fury players are getting involved. They're touching the ball, moving, running, getting themselves to be in positions that are going to make them successful here tonight and throughout the season. So great stuff from the Fury players.
Marcus Jordan finding the pitch for the first time tonight, who suffered that knee injury last year here at Toyota Arena. Fortunately for Marcus, he's worked his tail off to get back onto this roster and get some more playing time. And he's back onto the pitch for the first time. A quick shift for Marcus. Hernandez now lays it off to Cisse. And Toth with 2:25 remaining in this opening half. If you joined us late, goal scorers for the Ontario Fury. That man right there, Tayu, lays it off to Hernandez. Cortez with a fingertip save to keep it a 4-0 game. Goal scorers for Ontario: Stinson, Charlie Gonzalez, Thiago Concalves, and the King Frank Tayu. 2 minutes exactly. Tayu off the boards. And Charlie just sails it wide. Christian Alvarado dances around one would-be defender and lays it to the near side with Kyrell. Great energy and pace from the home team Ontario Fury. Exactly what head coach Jimmy Nordberg needed and wanted from his boys tonight. If their playoff picture is set in stone, they'll need a victory here tonight from Toyota Arena. Tayu and Tapia tangled up. In the end, a foul on Frank Tayu. So different goal scorers across the board for Ontario. Positive sign there. All three are tops in points as the ball's switched to the far side in Cardenas. De Abreu clears it out, first touch. That ball spinning to the far side. Ontario will visit Turlock in their next contest on Valentine's evening. The Cal Express playing right now against Tacoma. When we last checked, the score was still a 2-0 lead for Tacoma up at Acesso Showwear Center. And after the restart, Chris Toth will take his time and find his teammate to the far side in Uzi Tayu. But it's all close in the Western Conference as far as playoffs is concerned. Uzi Tayu from distance sails wide. So there's a 3-0 Tacoma lead in that first half of play. Charlie Gonzalez will settle things down and utilize his goalkeeper in Toth. Tayu now holding off his defender in Cardenas. Goes 1v1. Lovegrove coming over to potentially help. That's deflected. And with 10 seconds remaining, Cortez will promptly use a little bit of time here. It's Military Appreciation Night along with Scout Night here from Ontario, California. A 4-0 Ontario Fury lead at the half. Jose Duran will join us momentarily with an interview down on the pitch. As your goal scorers so far tonight, as you see on the highlights here, Justin Stinson with goal number 1 for the Ontario Fury was unassisted. Charlie Gonzalez replicates his goal from last week, a set-piece play from the top of the arc there for the second goal. And then Concalves steers it to the far side after that set-piece play. And then Tayu does what he does when he's given this much room and just absolutely lets loose on a screamer off of his right foot. He pads his league-leading MASL total in goals with 27. Jose Duran will have head coach Jimmy Nordberg in just a minute here. Ontario will visit the Turlock Cal Express next Friday, and then it'll be a pair of home games after that, as you see the 17th and 19th back home here at Toyota Arena. It'll be a 1:05 local time on the 17th for President's Day, and then the 19th, a 7 p.m. kickoff start against Freddie Mugin and company as they visit Toyota Arena for the first time this season. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg is with our Jose Duran down on the pitch.
Thanks, Brian. I'm here with head coach of the Ontario Fury, Jimmy Nordberg. Coach, after last week's tough loss against Solis in the penalty shootouts, what did you tell your teams to get them prepared for tonight's game?
You know, I thought the performance was good, and we got to keep building off of the way we were playing in that game, dominating the ball, and getting great chances to be able to score. I think that if we keep creating chances, it's going to fall for us.
Absolutely, and you jumped right away to a 4-goal lead. Pre-game, you said you wanted to go ahead and have the Ontario Fury show their dominance tonight. What did you like the most out of the first minutes in the first half?
Our defensive pressure. I thought our defensive pressure was very, very solid, which kind of allowed us to be on the attacking foot, and we were able to get some easy goals to get the 4-goal lead. Now the question is, can we do it for the second half?
Absolutely. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Jimmy Nordberg of the Ontario Fury. There you have it. Defensive pressure, the key for the first half of the Ontario Fury, jumped into a 4-goal lead. So good to see the Ontario. Now, like he said, we'll be able to see that in the second half for them to close out the night. We'll see coming up. That's it for me down here. Back to you.
Thanks, Jose. After a brief time with head coach Jimmy Nordberg, a 4-0 halftime lead for the Ontario Fury. As the second half of play will be back in just a few minutes.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Core, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
And welcome back to MASL Primetime. The Harrisburg Heat have been one of the most improved teams in the league this season. After finishing with a sub-500 record last year, Harrisburg had shot out to an 8-4 record through 10 weeks of play, but not everybody was completely sold quite yet on their resurgence. 6 of their 8 victories, after all, had come against the winless Rochester Lancers, while Harrisburg had a chance to shut their detractors up once and for all last weekend if they could take down a strong Tacoma squad that was brimming with confidence, coming off a win against the previously unbeaten Monterey Flash. Tacoma entered the game on a high, but boy, they dug themselves a deep hole in this one. First minute of play, Patrick Thompson gets his head on it to make it 1-0 for the Heat. 5 minutes later, Tavoy Morgan with one of the primetime plays of the week, no doubt about it. Spins off his man, dances past Danny Waltman, killer moves. With the score 2-1, Ty Hall gets chopped down inside the box. Dom Francis will take the penalty, and the Huddersfield Hammer doesn't miss those. Top shelf to make it 3-1. Patrick Thompson played like a man possessed against Tacoma. 3 goals on the day, this being the second as he manages to poke it past Waltman. 4-1 for the Heat. Now, I mentioned Tacoma dug itself a hole. Well, they were down 6-1 when Douglas Lima cuts it to 6-2. And then Nick Pereira gets going, which is always bad news for the opposition. 6-3. Harrisburg was up 7-5 in the second half when Alex Morgan jumps all over the miscue here and pulls the Stars to within a single goal. But every time they got close, Harrisburg would push them away. Ty Hall, the header on the doorstep, to pad their lead a bit more. Late in the fourth now, final minute, Tacoma down by 2 with the 6th man out on the floor. Pereira makes it a 1-goal game, but that's as close as they would get. Harrisburg wins a wild one. Pereira talked afterwards about how he liked how his team fought back, but ultimately it was just a bridge too far on this day.
And the second we started to decide to match the energy they were putting out, I think the tide changed. Unfortunately for us, it took us too long, and it's too big of a hole. And having said that, we ended up only losing by 1, but being down 6-1 is not acceptable.
Okay, Ontario hosting the Sonora Soles. Enrique Cañez, just 5 points right now off the MASL scoring lead, and he continued his dominant ways in this contest. 4 of 5 in. Enrique, sweet moves. He makes it 1-0 for the Soles. Second quarter, Justin Stinson, some fancy footwork of his own as he blows it past Alejandro Gallardo to make it 1-1. Soon after, though, Sonora had the Fury scrambling, and then finally Christian Espinoza pumps it into the back of the cage. 2-1 Soles. And then Manuel Aragon plays the bank shot off the boards across the line. Second half, down by a goal at this point, Frank Taillou just makes it look so easy. Doesn't even break a sweat. That ties it at 3. This went to a shootout with the score 1-1. Efrain Martinez gives Sonora a second tally, and then Gallardo comes up with the massive stop on Frank the Legend. And the next Sonora player missed, but so did Justin Stinson to finish it off. So the Soles win the game 4-3. Afterwards, Fury coach Jimmy Nordberg gave Sonora full props for the win. Utica City hosting the St. Louis Ambush. Christian Segura gets the home side on the board first as he dances past Jonathan Santos and smashes it home. 1-0 UCFC, and they would make it 2. Nate Bordeaux controls and crushes The Blues up 2-0. St. Louis, though, does get one back. JT Thomas right through that wall. 2-1 after 15 minutes. Second quarter, Juros Momic, right place at the right time, actually puts it in off the ambush defender, and then some kisses for the big crowd after. Nearly 4,000 on hand in Utica. Great crowd. The ambush stuck with them, though. Stefan St. Louis squeezing it past Andrew Coughlin. Just a one-goal game. Third quarter, Paulo Nascimento, so good for the ambush and goal this year, but you would love to have that one back. Ricardo Dieguez punishes the mistake, and that proves to be the game winner, 4-3. The Outlaws hosting Florida and another East-West showdown, 4:42 win. It's Double G. Gordy Gerson tipping it home on the doorstep here, giving the visitors the 1-0 advantage. 10 seconds later, brutal giveaway. Right to Antonio Manfoot, and that's a man's goal. 2-zip, FLA. They led 3-0 when Mesquite notched their first. Jorge De Leon. Nice work to get the ball past Hugo Silva, but Florida just too much. Zach Reggett bounces it under the bar to make it 4 goals. Mesquite, to its credit, stays right with the powerful Tropics, but Florida holds on for the 5-3 victory. Okay, let's look at the goalies now and take a look at the goals against leaders in the MASL. Hugo Silva leading the way, followed by Andrew Coughlin, Rafa Diaz, William Venzela, William Banahany, and Boris Pardo.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you. Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Thanks, Brian. I'm here with arena soccer legend and head coach of the Mesquite Outlaws. Coach, tough set of games you've had so far in the previous matches with Solis, Monterey, and now facing Ontario. How do you prepare for those kind of games, and how do you prepare specifically for the game against Ontario?
Well, for us, it's been a difficult year because our schedule is horrendous. I like to know who did the schedule for the league because it's amazing. We're playing the top 3 teams, and on the other side, on the east side, we play against Monterey 6 times. So our schedule is tough. We're new babies in the league. We're trying to be competitive. Unfortunately, today, first half, this is not our team. The effort today is below. Maybe coming in late last night, it didn't help. We need to change a couple of things. We're a better team than what we're showing. Ontario is they're working hard. They're playing and moving, and it's making it very difficult for us.
And what does your team have to do out here to get out of here in the second half of the win? Obviously, like you say, you're a already great team offensively, multiple players scoring in double figures. So what do you have to do out here to get out of here with a win?
Well, I think the attitude has to change. I think we need the effort. I'm not happy with the effort. We work a lot in situations in a game, and we're not applying. So we have to go, 380 here because, I'm, like I said, I'm embarrassed by the performance in the first half.
Best of luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
There you have it. Not a happy camper. Here is the legend of arena soccer and now the coach of Mesquite Outlaws Tattoo. But like you mentioned, effort. So hopefully you'll see that from his players. But that's it from us here tonight. Back to you up there, Brian.
Updated score from Tacoma and Turlock, 5-0. Tacoma all over Turlock Cal Express in that first half. They're about to hit halftime there at Acesso Showwear Center. But here, down south in Ontario, California, a 4-0 lead for the home team Ontario Fury. A few different starters as far as starting the half in Topete and Lester Hernandez. So Hernandez, Pacheco, Topete, Stinson, and Cisse on the field to start for the home team in red, working from right to left here in this third quarter of play. Military Appreciation Night along with Scout Night here from Toyota Arena. Beautiful crowd on hand to represent the Inland Empire here in Southern California. Hernandez with the turnover there. Eligwe to Lovegrove. Uzi Tayu touches it right around Lovegrove. And Hernandez now on the attack. Pacheco to the far side. He'll generate something here. Left-footed shot attempt. Defended there from Jones. Off of the back and along the near side boards. Jones takes a hit and a foul after he was in between Hernandez and Pacheco. He's limping a little bit there. And we'll head to the bench. We'll get word from what head coach Tattoo had to say after the visit with Jose Duran. A foul again there right before near midfield on Tapia. And he'll restart for the Outlaws. Pressuring there is Kyrell. He's brought a different type of energy for this Ontario Fury team that has needed it so badly in the last couple of matches. And one player that was here just last week, and Evan McNeely, was dealt back to the Tacoma Stars for future considerations. McNeely already donning what is their not traditional home kits tonight in all red. Topete along the far side. But McNeely did have 9 points for the Ontario Fury. Had 3 power play goals off of that wicked, powerful left foot of McNeely. Now, Tayu turns, fires just wide. Topete still collecting for Ontario. The Fury out in the second half with the same type of energy that we needed to maintain this score and the lead at 4-0. Tripped up there from Kyrell. No foul call. Kyrell will capitalize and move things along. Charlie Gonzalez draws in one defender. De Abreu dances around 2. And still along the near side glass, that finds the hands of Cortez. And quickly, Mesquite on the attack. Uzi Tayu defending there to the far side. Off of the boards, off of the foot of Otizi. Hasn't had too much playing time so far in tonight's contest. We'll see if Mike Jones steps back onto the pitch. He was hobbled up after his tussle up between the near side boards. Lovegrove lets loose just wide. Toth looks like might have gotten a fingertip on that save. And Tayu quickly on the attack. 1v2. Waiting for some help is Tayu. Steers it to the far side and Lee. Cisse will gather and a reset momentarily. What did head coach Tatil have to say for his boys?
He was not. Yeah, he was not a happy camper, was the head coach of the Mesquite Outlaws. Talked to him. He said, first of all, wasn't happy with the schedule that MASL has him playing right now. He wants to know who is in charge of the scheduling. Second of all, he wasn't happy with the effort that he saw from his team out there tonight. He says they didn't have not a 360, a full 380 to get out of here with a win. So he wasn't happy with the preparedness of his team before the game, and absolutely not happy with what he's seeing. He goes, that's not us. That's not how we play. We are a young team, but what you saw in the first half is not who the Mesquite Outlaws are.
Well, let's see if the tide turns for the visiting Mesquite Outlaws. Head coach Chatul. Obviously, the schedule plays a part for each and every team, and the Ontario Fury will hit the road to visit St. Louis and Kansas City, along with Turlock. Stinson, his shot gets deflected. It is a 5-0 lead for Tacoma up north against the visiting Turlock Cal Express.
Wow.
So that game will be heavily watched along with this contest. Both home teams pitching shutouts so far. Tapia now for Mesquite. And Lee into the near side. It is Ellis. Well, complete polar opposites, if you will. Performances from last week for Ontario. This will have to carry on not only here tonight at home, but you better believe Turlock, if this score stands, they'll be hungry and wanting a need also, a need for a win also next week when they play host to Ontario. Pacheco.
Yeah, absolutely. And it becomes almost a must-win for, as we see a bad tackle there. Pacheco, hopefully he's all right, but horrible 50-50 challenge there.
So a whistle there as De Abreu stands over the ball for Ontario after this reset. Does have Charlie Gonzalez to his right, Christian Alvarado to his left. He elects with Charlie. Nestor Hernandez on that overlapping run, just intercepted there from Mesquite, and the Outlaws trying to push it across midfield.
I almost saw a great give-and-go play between the Ontario Fury players, but it's great to see them involved, moving, touching, trying to get themselves in great positions to get another goal for them here. So 4-0 lead is not sufficient enough for the Ontario Fury players.
Cisse getting back defensively against the dangerous Aligwe. Aligwe trying to generate something so far, exclaims a handball. And there was a whistle. There was no handball there, but want to see what they call in the end.
I'm thinking they're calling they passed the ball to Toth.
Referees huddling now. Senior referee Fernando Pena, referee Daniel Radford, the assistant referee Steve Skill, and the fourth official is Lauren Barnett. There's the ball right on top of that arc, well, what would have been the arc.
Maybe that pass there. Anyway, it's going to be a great opportunity for the Mesquite Outlaws to go ahead and get one back.
Tapia overlapping run. In the end, not the execution that Mitchell Cardenas needed to be successful there. skies that opportunity, and very quickly, with 9:20 left, Topete restarts. Taiyu lays it off to Stinson. Well done from Mesquite there in Ramirez. Ramirez now on the return ball. Cisse all the way down to the near sides. Meets him there in Rio Ramirez. Stinson will have to touch it quickly, and he does, but gives it up in the end. Mesquite now after the turnover. Rio Ramirez, right-footed shot attempt. Toth making it look easy because he saw it the entire way. And now Stinson shoved off of the ball, still maintaining possession. Oscar Romero trying to make sure Stinson doesn't create any quality opportunity with that possession.
If he gets in front of you, good luck if you're the defender. He does everything the right way in terms of creating the space and making sure that he stays in front of the ball.
Taiyu now after that turn, lays it off to Charlie Gonzalez, dances around the goalkeeper, Cortez. And that is a highlight finish for MASL Primetime. Charlie Gonzalez tallies his second on the night.
Doesn't get any prettier than that, Brian. He pulls it back, chips it over. He is spectacular, is Charlie Gonzalez. There's a reason why he's the all-time leading goal scorer for the Ontario Fury. But when he does things like that and leaves you in awe, it's something special from the kid, especially the way he's been playing. Such leadership, such a veteran. And that veteran move is in display tonight. Wow.
He made it look way too easy right there. Charlie Gonzalez.
Look at the keeper, no man's land.
Well, doing the right thing there was Cortez, but just unfortunate because it was a little too quick for Charlie Gonzalez off of that right foot. And it is a 5-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury. It is at the half up at Acesso Showware. Also a 5-0 lead. Stinson tangled up with Jones, and Stinson will get called after they were going along the near side boards.
Fans are loving it here tonight. Great crowd in Toyota Arena here to enjoy this comfortable 5-0 lead so far from the Ontario Fury. And I'm going to say for sure thing, but a very comfortable lead nonetheless.
Charlie Gonzalez will net his 9th goal on the year, his 2nd on the night. And Taiyu will get his 6th assist on the year, his 32nd point. Tapia trying to play that ball quickly off of his head along the far side.
After those 2 goals by Charlie, the way he scored them and how nice, you think he's sleeping good tonight?
I think he will if he tallies it off with a hat trick.
Yeah,
Kyrell now on the quick touch, and he almost fulfilled, what you just requested there, man. That was
we said he's been saying, ask and you shall receive. So hopefully here we get a hat trick.
Well, with just a few minutes left to go here in the third quarter of play, a 5-0 lead for the Ontario Fury.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Back from Toyota Arena, a 5-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury. A pair of goals from Charlie Gonzalez, Frank Taiyu on the stat sheet as well, along with Justin Stinson and Thiago Concalves. Thiago Concalves, the goal of the game so far, right?
Yeah, goal of the game and probably celebration of the year in the MASL. I don't think you could top that, Brian. But Fury looking comfortable out there. 5-0 lead. They're playing great. They're touching the ball. I think everything's going exactly the way Jimmy Norberg has written it up so far tonight. Hopefully they can keep it up, but it would be the cherry on top if they could get out of here with no goals conceded so far. One for the defense and also for Chris Toth.
Well, it was 18 shots in the first half, so a complete turn of the tide, if you will, from last week. I know I may be saying it a little too much, but, I mean, it was just a flat-footed performance last week, plain and simple, from these boys in red, and they really have just turned a corner so far here tonight after 2.5 quarters of play.
If you're plus 14 on shots, you're going to be in positions to be doing great stuff, and so are the Fury here.
Alvarado back onto the pitch for the first time this half. Taiyu trying to dance around his defender there to the far side. And it's Cody Ellis. Ellis just trying to clear the defensive third. Topete stepping in nicely there. Settles the ball down at midfield. No whistles. And with 6:10 left to play. Something that I would like to see, or that you would like to see rather, in this third half, or the third quarter before it wraps up here?
I think just be patient on the ball. Don't get too excited. Don't push too much numbers on top when you shouldn't have to. I think the Fury have learned the tough way that when they do that, they become vulnerable in the back and can see goals.
De Abreu after that layoff just wide. Stinson trying to collect and fire, but barely able to maintain possession there. And now De Abreu to the near side. Five and a half remaining here in the third quarter. Ooh. Stinson after that layoff from Taiyu, trying to tee up his right foot, and that's disrupted in the end. Nearly gave that ball away. And Taiyu holds up Cortez.
It holds him up, but shows where Frank's head's at. He knew that exactly what play was going to happen. Let me go see if I could go ahead and cut that play from happening, and the keeper right on top of that. But so far from Frank Taiyu, we haven't seen the goals like we wanted to in terms of being multiple goals scored here tonight. But it's great to know that the Fury don't depend on it in order for them to get 5 goals, and they look great so far here tonight.
I'm greedy and selfish. I want more from Frank Taiyu.
And I know he is too.
As he skies that shot attempt there. But no, it is, to your point, Jose, it is great to see a lot of other players getting involved in this 5-0 lead right now. Definitely something they need to build off of, along with Frank Stinson, Gonzalez, and company. Mesquite working to the far side boards now. Defender there from Uzi Taiyu and his brother Frank. And now near side glass for Mesquite. That was Baladez. Uzi Taiyu crossing midfield. Lays it off to Charlie. Switch of the field to Kyrell. Joseph will tee it up. That's deflected off of the head of Sean David there.
But what a run by Uzi Taiyu. He had the space. He didn't get too excited when he had the ball on his feet. Had the patience, opened it up. Did exactly what he had to do. And you don't see that often from defenders in the offensive side of the field.
Alvarado now. Man over the ball for Ontario. Under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Taiyu trying to pad his stat sheet. De Abreu will let loose, and that's wide. And they'll maintain possession in their attacking third. Taiyu trying to set up his right foot. Decides to go for goal. That's deflected off of the foot of Cardenas.
Folks, get the latest news on MASL and your favorite teams, and make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Where can the masses follow you, Mr. Bryan, to get everything from the Ontario Fury?
Geez. At Ontario Fury, if you want to follow these boys in red right down on the pitch right here. At Ontario Fury across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Frank Taiyu on the scissor. In the end, he'll lay it out to Cisse. Now to Pete. A lot of power behind that right foot, and Cortez meets the challenge.
Great shot, great save by the goalkeeper, and huge save if Mesquite wants to do something. I feel like so far what we've seen in the third quarter, and all of tonight is that the Fury are just one step ahead of the Mesquite. So head coach Tatu pointed out that maybe the late arrival from them last night has an effect, but the Fury doesn't care. The fans here tonight don't care. And a total of 2,426 have made their way here to Toyota Arena and seeing the Fury up 5-0.
You mentioned it, 5-0. 2,400 on hand here for Military Appreciation Night and Scout Night as well. On a Friday night, right here on MASL TV. Topete now, waiting for an extra body to hop on. They did get caught last half. Too many men on the pitch, and they served that minor penalty, did Frank Tayo. Thankfully, Mesquite unsuccessful. Topete to the far side, high off of the glass. And Lovegrove now for Mesquite. Finds Tapia, dances around Kyrell. Far side, overlapping run to Tapia. Still a 5-0 lead for Tacoma. They're still at the half at Acesso Showwear Center. So the home team so far taking care of business. Tapia hits the deck there, earns the foul call. And a restart coming in a dangerous area for the Ontario Fury. Set piece play in a quality spot here for Mesquite, Jose.
Yeah, they need to get something going. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Time is ticking. They haven't had many options clear on goal, I would say, that has Chris Toth on his toes, but that could be it here.
Sails wide off of the foot of Lovegrove.
No.
And then it was Ellis, I believe, who fired away and up and over the net. A restart coming for Ontario Fury.
Yeah, so far, the Outlaws not performing to what head coach Tatu has in mind. He knows, he says this team is still young, but he knows what they're capable of. He says this isn't what we're used to doing, and they got off hot blazing the beginning of the year with a great start of the season. Been slowing off as it is, but like you mentioned, he's not happy with the schedule that has in front of him. But hey, you play with the teams who are in front of you, and the Fury will tell you that as well, as their start of the season didn't take off as they wanted to, and it started a bit late. But here they are. They're both battling to be in the playoff spot. So a lot of soccer to play and a lot to play for too.
Well, the last 5 games, Jose, they've been all against top quality opponents in Florida. You're looking at Florida, Monterey, Sonora, San Diego, and then the Turlock Cal Express. That was their last victory on the 18th of January. A victory 5-3 over the Cal Express. But that's a tough schedule. You're looking at those teams. Every single one of those teams are in the playoffs. You got Florida, who's playing out of their minds, the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and then 3 out of the 4 playoff teams out of the West in Monterey, who has a league-leading best 15-1 overall record. In Sonora, in San Diego, who's always a dangerous team to play. They sit at 11-3 overall. So, yes, to a fact, Tattoo, obviously expectations, that's what you hold your team against, accountability. And so far tonight, Ontario has proven to be the aggressor, to be the team that wants it more so far. And with 5 seconds remaining in this third quarter, the score will finish at 5-0 after 3 quarters of play. Your goal scorers so far for Ontario: Stinson, a pair from Charlie Gonzalez, Frank Tayu, and Thiago Concalves. We'll touch on Concalves' celebration for his goal when we come back after this break here. After 3 quarters of play, a 5-0 lead for the Ontario Fury.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Core, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
It's been all Ontario so far here tonight from beautiful Southern California inside Toyota Arena. On Military Appreciation Night, it's been all Ontario. 5-0 lead. You see a goal here from Stinson, the first of the night. Quickly after that, it was Charlie Gonzalez after a set-piece play and finish. And then Thiago Concalves, partner, the celebration of the night after he found the bottom of the net.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International
after a set-piece
Airport.
play that was steered towards him, he finished and was successful, but that wasn't the celebration that we were expecting, was it?
Not at all. And when we saw him running up the stands, we're like, what's he doing? He's going to celebrate with his teammates. Wait, he dodged his teammates. Now he's in the stands. He's going up different seats, and now we see it here in the replay. And what does he pull out? A ring, my friend. Not only does he get a goal, he also gets a fiance for that.
I didn't notice that, but DeBray Holloman, after that happened,
it was right there.
Gave him a promptly good game to his teammate Thiago Concalves. Great stuff there that we saw in the first half. Thiago getting his first goal on the year and first points. To start this fourth quarter, Christian Alvarado, Izzy Cisse, Frank Tayu, Kyrell, and Stinson. Boy, I like that mindset already, Jose. Off of the kick, right?
Yeah, let's go right away. Let's take it to him. Yeah, they're going to give you that space, then why not go ahead and attack it? But Cisse's smart enough, and he's quick enough with his feet, too, where he could go ahead and take that speed, cut back, and say, hold on, let's go ahead and regroup in the back.
DeBray Holloman, unfortunately, has a lower body injury, potentially just out for tonight's contest, possibly when they visit Turlock. Frank Tayu dances around two defenders on the far side. Stinson trying to thread the needle there, unsuccessful in that attempt. But DeBray Holloman, one of the youngsters, I mean, we could still call him a youngster at his second year with this club, with this franchise. Not as impactful, I don't think, as his first year. A tall body on that back line defensively, and he actually showed me the footage of where he felt the discomfort, and it was just a simple play into the boards, and he right after that said he was not good to go. So he'll be hopefully available after the Turlock game to travel on that road trip to St. Louis and Kansas City.
Yeah, very unfortunate injury, and one of those unfortunate injury we see him pass the ball off is Michael De Abreu. He had a meniscus injury that kept him off the field for a couple of games, a lot more games than he thought of. So Fury hasn't been lucky with injuries so far. Hasn't been a plague of injuries that we would say, but injuries to key important players, yes.
Stinson tied up with Ilegwe. Uzi Tayu trying to find his brother in the middle. And Stinson still applying pressure. Now De Abreu. Volley attempt is deflected in the end. And now David steers it up forward to Ilegwe. Ilegwe draws in Uzi Tayu. Tries to go around the big frame 6'1", 200 pounds, Uzi Tayo.
Good luck.
Hey, Frank Tayo is the same, very similar build there. So either one of those boys, offensively or defensively, it's a task at hand.
Crucial next couple of minutes for Ontario. They have to go ahead and keep the Mesquite Outlaws at 0. Don't give them any sorts of hope or chance of getting back into this game.
Turns the ball over. Pacheco! Off of, after he was pulled down for a split second, a quick recovery from Pacheco. And now Uzi lays it off to Frank, and that's the save of the game so far off of the left foot of Cortez. Well done from the Outlaw goalkeeper.
Oh, he'd already committed himself to his complete right-hand side, but the feet played for the goalkeepers here as well, and he knows that. Just extends his left foot and gets just enough touch on it to deflect it. Amazing, great save there by the goalkeeper.
Tacoma adds one to their lead. It is a 6-0 lead in that third quarter. 8:21 remaining there, and just under 12 minutes in the fourth quarter remaining here. Toth nearly turns the ball over. Kyrell has to tap it out to midfield, but Lovegrove with possession here. Cisse steps in front of that pass. Well done on the read, like you just said, Jose. Kyrell now after that switch to Charlie Gonzalez. And now De Abreu. Frank Tayo shields off one defender. Tried to get it back to De Abreu on that overlapping run. That was sniffed out.
Charlie eyes Gonzalez behind his back. He knew he was making that run.
De Abreu?
Yeah, he knew exactly where he didn't even have to look. He knew exactly where he was going to be, but unfortunately for Tayo, that pass was right there.
Gonzalez now after De Abreu finds him to the far side. He'll lay it off to Topete. Steers it to the near side. Hernandez, well read there from Cortez. You know what I'm seeing, Jose, since that whistle started to kick off this fourth quarter? Ontario is playing like it's a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
We can hear some of the chatter on that pitch, and everyone saying, let's move, push forward, let's go, pick up the pace. It's great to see with a lead here. And let's see if they can maintain the shutout as that ball, in the end, rolls to Toth. Go ahead.
Well, that's what they want to do it. Like you said, maintain that shutout. And they know it's important for confidence. It's important for Chris Toth, and I'll leave you here.
No, go ahead.
It's important for Chris Toth, and it's important for the team to keep building off this forward. You touched it upon pregame. You said the head coach wants to go ahead and show that this game that they're on dominant side, that they could go ahead and put up numbers. And they've shown that here tonight with 5 goals. But so far, there hasn't been anything that I could point out that I haven't liked from the Ontario Fury. They've been great on offense, they've been great on defense, and they've been sharp every single point, even in their precise passing.
They didn't capitalize on their power play. That's the only thing.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's the only thing.
If there is something that they could have done tonight, it is capitalizing on their power play. As Izzy Cisse volley attempt is deflected. And now I'm being a little
I forgot you're selfish.
Selfish, right? I mean, they've done so great on the power play all season long.
Yeah, 64%, man.
64% both ways. So they know how to play with the 4 on the field is what I'm alluding to. And head coach Jimmy Nordberg touched on it pregame. Like, everything really has to just start clicking at this part of the season, and this has to be a performance tonight. And so far, with 9 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, we can say so, as Uzi Tayo takes some time off the clock here. Aligwe not really pressuring for Mesquite. Bouncing ball for Stinson. Deflected there. That ball remains in for Frank Tayo. Tayo bicycle kick attempt. I saw that developing. I wasn't sure if the defender knew what he was trying to do because his back was obviously towards him.
That looks just like an arena beach soccer move. You know, Frank and a beach soccer star as well times it perfectly. Just boom, boom, and clank with that bicycle. Just fortunate is the goalkeeper from the Mesquite that didn't have enough power to go ahead and get. It was on target, but not enough power as we see Charlie gear up here for free shot for the Fury.
Yeah, Cortez read that beautifully for the Outlaws. Frank Tayo lays it off to Topete, off of the near side board. Settled down from Gonzalez. Tayo again. I saw a play that still has not been replicated, and this was, I think, 3 or 4 seasons ago. Dallas was visiting, and it was Cameron Brown who played it off of the glass right outside the box there that you see, down by the goal. Played it off of the glass. 3 Ontario Fury players were right next to him. Played it off the glass, bicycle kick attempt into the net, and everyone in this arena was absolutely floored.
Yeah.
And Cameron Brown, it was a highlight of the year, and I wouldn't have thought it would come from an opposing team, but it did. Whether or not it's opposing team, really, quality all the way around. That was something I'll never, ever forget from Cameron Brown's right foot.
Yeah, those bicycle kicks, you have to be in the exact moment, at the right moment, at the right time, and the ball just has to be perfectly landed for you to go ahead and strike one of those. And if you do, and then you get the right contact and at the right moment at the right time, you're going to be talking about it for years after, just like we are for this bicycle kick. We'll see it again, hopefully, for the Ontario Fury. Frank is itching to get one. He's not the first time he's tried it this year so far. It's the first time that he's actually gotten great contact and on target. So don't be surprised to see that happen again here, folks. Great ball.
Charlie Gonzalez streaking down the near side boards. Holds up momentarily, draws in 2 defenders. The rookie Pacheco will lay it off to Uzi Tayu, and now De Abreu to the far side. Healthy crowd on hand for Military Appreciation Night and Scout Night. Here from Toyota Arena, switch of the field there from De Abreu. Gonzalez tried to get a shot attempt off there, and that was deflected. And then Jones trying to get out of harm's way with Cardenas. Now Cortez. Right at midfield is Uzi Tayu, settles the ball down and lays it off to Toad.
6:50 left here in the fourth quarter, and it looks like, you mentioned it, partner, like the Fury gets 0-0, and they're on the attack. Hasn't stopped all night.
Mesquite trying to generate something. That's one thing with Sean David. He is fast, fast, fast. 6.5. Pacheco streaking past midfield. Looks to the far side and Stinson. Not the ideal ball that Stinson wanted, so they'll recollect in their defensive half.
Better decision there from Pacheco. That's what you want to see. He had the green. He just kept attacking, but at the right moment, it wasn't the right pass for Justin Stinson, but he had options. But like I mentioned it before, I like what I see from Pacheco. That confidence. I'm going to attack the field. I'm going to go ahead and push off field is something that we don't see as much from rookies, but the confidence, the body language is all there for Pacheco and the Ontario Fury tonight.
Stinson right down midfield as Tayu lays it off to De Abreu. Stinson now off the foot of Tayu, and now it's Maicon De Abreu with the goal and celebration.
One night of celebrations as he celebrates that goal for his son, appears Maicon De Abreu getting in the back of net. He deserves that goal. Justin Stinson does set the ball up to Frank Tayu. He swings and misses, and it lands to Maicon. But he's the one who sets Justin Stinson up on that overlapping run that Justin puts the ball into the middle. Fortunate for Maicon, he gets the ball right to his right foot. He's not going to miss from there with that kind of space. We didn't see him do the dance that he usually does when he scores the goals, the traditional Fortnite dance, but a great celebration nonetheless, and a great night here with 6 goals for Ontario.
You said it, partner. 6 goals so far here tonight as Maicon celebrates to the near side camera. That's Jacob.
Let's go straight for you, buddy.
As you see Marcus Jordan into the celebration as well. A 6-0 lead. And it's very similar up north in Tacoma, Washington, with the home team, Tacoma Stars, leading 6-0 as well. This game, huge implications, and Tacoma knows it. Ontario knows it.
Oh, yeah.
That 4th playoff position in the Western Conference at stake here tonight.
I think it's so early to talk about must-win games, but if you're looking at the table now, this one kind of does play out to be a must-win for Ontario.
So Tacoma will propel up to 6-8 if it all stands, and they'll lock down for right now the 4th playoff position. Ontario will jump up to 5-8, but still a half game behind what would be Tacoma. As you see the goal differential, but Jose, overall records, they would jump up to 6-8 after tonight's win.
Yeah.
Ontario 5-8, so still half a game behind there. But identical records, Ontario takes the leap because of the head-to-head. Now, if head-to-head was tied, then you go goal differential.
Got it. Yeah, but it's still a great sign for the Fury to score 6 goals to cut into that goal differential. Make it a little less, more than less than -4 instead of -10. It's always great to get into that. But, you know, the Fury has just been on the unlucky side of things. They haven't had that certain luck that other teams deserve to. They were there leading the Monterey Flash. Let's not forget, folks, until the last second they didn't. But here we go.
Christian Alvarado off of the turnover. Lays it off to Charlie Gonzalez, and Gonzalez trying to set up Alvarado there. After the 1-2, a leg way now to the far side. De Abreu sniffs out the ball, and here we go with Ontario possession again. 5 minutes remaining. This quarter is flying by. This whole half, really. Minimal whistles and lots of goals from the home team.
Now the ball just keeps playing. Like you said, minimum whistles too. I haven't seen that much of physicality. In the first couple of minutes of the first half, you did see it. Players understood it, got up, shook his hands, let's play. Like the mentality, that's going to make the game flow a lot faster too, and the Fury won't mind it.
Alvarado just out of the reach there. Bouncing ball to the near side. And Mesquite will restart. MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. You can catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastiuvansky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch each and every episode. They are on episode 11. If you haven't seen that action, please do so. It is great to see all teams across the board in that recap. Toth saw that shot all the way off of the left foot of Tapia, and he clears it up all the way to Frank Tayu to the far side. Defending there from Ellis and company. Stinson, that ball laid down perfectly for him. Unable to capitalize there. Kyrell trying to go 1-2 around his defender.
Hadl's used to always getting that ball perfectly for his right foot to go ahead and just show us that power. But not there. He decides to go ahead and be unselfish with Frank Tayu. Understandably enough with a 6-goal lead, but the Fury want more.
As we'll have a post-game interview with goalkeeper, former 2-time goalkeeper of the year, and Chris Toth at the end of tonight's match with 3.5 remaining here from the 4th quarter of play. Stinson trying to dance around there. Frank Tayu and company still pressuring there. That's a loose ball, and Mesquite still maintaining possession.
Love what I see from Justin Stinson. Great stuff from Justin Stinson. We enjoy seeing that from the young player. He's so agile with the ball on his feet and without on his feet, but mostly when it's on his feet, he could cut, he could juke, he could do all the right things moving forward. And Justin just showing tonight why he's such a great player. Here come the Mesquite Outlaws trying to get something going for themselves forward. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I think it's safe to say they're not going to get out of here with a win, but anything going forward is a positive note if you could get a goal here in the back of the net. Shot deflected, and it's going to be going straight cleared by Chris Toth. He gets a hand on it, and here comes Israel Cisse trying to get a counterattack going here for the Ontario Fury. It's Frank the King. Into the feet of Jinghong Lee. Back to Chris Toth, the 2-time MASL goalkeeper of the year, and who will be extremely happy with the result tonight at 0 if it stays this way. 2 minutes here from the Toyota Arena, and Ontario in complete command of this one here, folks. Here's Uzi. Tries to do the back heel touch to Nestor Hernandez. Is not there quite yet. 150 left here in the quarter. Ontario's going to be escaping out of here with a commanding victory here against the Mesquite Outlaws. And like we saw before, that playoff picture, it's going to be huge for Ontario to go ahead and keep getting these leads. Doesn't matter how your record is. It's just how many games back are you from that final playoff spot. And the Fury are right there. Here's Michael de Abreu. Hands it off to Pacheco. Here's the rookie. Steps over. Cuts inside. Could get a goal here. The shot of the goal! Goal! Scored by the Ontario Furies, number 8, Jesus Pacheco. The rookie gets his 3rd goal of the season. And what a way to do it here against the Mesquite Outlaws. 7th goal of the night for Ontario. But the rookie, we've been talking about him all night, folks. I've been saying I love what I'm seeing from Pacheco. I love the fact that he's being involved. His body language, he looks like he's not in his first year. He looks like he's a complete veteran of the league. And he shows it there with that shot. Nestor Hernandez, Uzi Tayu, they all go and hug the youngster because they know exactly what that means to this Ontario Fury team. What a shot, what a goal, what a game, folks. 7 goals from your Ontario Fury. But most importantly, the collective team play from Ontario is what we've been accustomed to seeing from this great team. We know that they're stacked and have a plague of talent in this team here. It's just a matter of time for go ahead and to show them. And when I talk in the end of the first half with head coach Jimmy Norberg, he wants to see the defense intensity pick up. Boy, has it picked up in the second half. And it's been here, frankly, throughout the whole night for Ontario. It's been here. The fans are feeling it. All 2,426 of them who have made their way into the Toyota Arena to see the Ontario Fury get out of here with a win. But let me tell you, folks, what I've enjoyed so much here from the Ontario Fury is the collectiveness. There hasn't been a me. It's sort of like a we, not me mentality that we've seen so far here throughout the season. But so far here tonight, too, everybody's running. Everybody's doing exactly what they have to do to get out of here with a win. And the Ontario Fury want more. As Charlie Gonzalez gets tripped up there. And we're finally seeing here both teams, unfortunate to see it in the last minute. You know, it's been such a clean game in terms of both teams playing a physical game, but it hasn't been in your face, blue cards. So we see the Mesquite Outlaw player here going to get a blue card. Not happy with the result, but at this point of the game, it's all just frustration falling onto the pupils of head coach Tattoo here. Not happy as well, like we mentioned earlier in the game, about the scheduling and what he's seen from his players here. He says he wants to see a complete 380, but that's been far from it. But yeah, we see a blue card here, giving it to number 6, Mitchell Cardenas, the defender of the Mesquite. He demonstrating absolute frustration there. Slides very badly on Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie with 2 goals here tonight. Master for goals. And I touched upon it with Brian early in the game. I was like, hey, you think he's going to sleep good tonight if with those 2 goals that he scored? He said, hey, he'll sleep better if he has a hat trick. I think he's going to sleep better with a win here under his belt. 2 amazing goals and a great win for the Ontario Fury as 48 seconds left here. Here's Charlie Gonzalez in the power play. See if Ontario Fury could get one. Brian said in the first that the only thing that he would change from this being a perfect night would be the Ontario Fury not scoring on power play. Let's see if they could go ahead and do something about it here in this last 33 seconds. Here's Justice Distant going on the far side with Michael Deabreu. The ball's going to fall to his foot, goes against the walls, and falls easily into the hands of the goalkeeper of the Mesquite Outlaws with 25 seconds left here in the game. The Ontario Fury commanding win here as the fans are enjoying this one here in beautifully Toyota Arena. 14 seconds left on the game. The Ontario Fury still maintaining themselves in that playoff picture. Over there in Tacoma, still 6-0 lead for the Stars as Frank hits the final shot. It's not going to go anywhere, but he doesn't care. The Fury don't care. Fury wind blasted through the Jumbotron here in the Toyota Arena as the Ontario Fury have gotten out of here with a commanding and very powerful demanding lead over the Mesquite Outlaws. Head coach Jimmy Norberg did said pregame that he wants to see a very powerful win from his team. What does he mean by powerful? He wants to see his team show the dominance that they demonstrated here tonight against this Mesquite Outlaws. We've seen it in a couple of games. You know where we saw it the most? We saw it against Monterey Flash in that unfortunate game. But we saw how the Fury, they came up. They had to command the league, had a 4-goal lead at one point against the Monterey Flash, one of the best teams here in the arena soccer. And they showed that here, exactly that same energy tonight with this Mesquite Outlaws team. And they didn't really look back. The fact that they are able to go ahead and finish collectively a defensive game shows a lot from a team. And like Brian said it too throughout the broadcast, last game at half, 4 shots total for the Fury. Tonight, 18. That will be the difference. Not only what a week a difference does, not only does a week play a huge difference, is what you could do out on the field. The Mesquite Outlaws too, though, touch upon then. I talked with a head coach, Tattoo, about what he thought about his team. He says it's not us, and we didn't see the urgency from his team. We didn't see anything from that from any of the players. He saw it, he knew it. He wanted to see a complete turnaround here from Chris Toth, but we absolutely did it. I mean, we wanted to see a complete turnaround from his players, but we did not see that happen tonight from any of the Mesquite Outlaws. And surprisingly enough, we didn't see it from Elagwe or from Lovegrove, who are the top goal scorers here from the Ontario Fury. So,
Mike, what side do you want, Mike?
We'll go downstairs with. We have Chris Toth on the side here for the Ontario Fury. Got the score sheet at 0, able to go ahead and keep this score sheet, the Ontario Fury, on it. The 2-time goalkeeper of the year, MASL, Chris Toth, with Brian Tabaget.
All right, with 2-time goalkeeper of the year in Chris Toth. Chris, first things first, great victory for the boys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, much needed. We're 1 game behind Tacoma, and we needed this one, and I don't know how they did, but, we're right there with them.
Currently, right now, they're leading. It looks like they should win that contest. They're winding down in the third quarter. Let's start off, okay, great performance from the team. Speak for yourself right now. Shutout here tonight, your first of the season.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think this is the first time for the Fury franchise, and I'm happy to do it because, I did it against them. But no, it's nice. The guys worked really hard. It was a tough week, for everybody. But they battled hard, and these guys deserve it, man. They've been working real hard all year.
What was the mentality in training this week? I mean, we saw in the fourth quarter that you guys went forward right at that whistle at kickoff like it was a 0-0 game.
Yeah, this team has a lot of offense, a lot of potential, and this week we're kind of all year we've been looking for it, and this week we've really been going over a lot of offense, and the defense stood out as well, and the offense clicked, so it looked good tonight.
So next game up north against the Cal Turlock Express. Anything you look forward to in that contest?
It's just a whole new week, another game, new mentality. It's going to be a tough one. They're not easy to play up there, and, hopefully we can get the win.
Appreciate the time, Chris. Good luck next week. Back to you, Jose.
Thanks, Brian. That is Chris Toth, the 2-time MASL goalkeeper of the year. What a night for him. What a night for Ontario. Great clean sheet from Chris Toth. Boy, he needed that game. If you saw throughout the interview right now that Brian just gave to Chris, all his teammates giving him a pat on his back. They know what this means to him. Most importantly, they know what this means for the Ontario Fury moving forward. Next match here at the Toyota Arena and for the Ontario Fury overall, it's Monday, February 7th against those guys from down south, the San Diego Sockers at 1:05 p.m. That is President's Day, Monday. Special kickoff time, 1:05 p.m., but special game overall for President's Day. Make sure you make your way down here to a beautiful Toyota Arena to catch the Fury on action against the San Diego Sockers. Special thanks to all our sponsors and the Ontario Airport for providing the game tonight. And special thanks to you folks for tuning in to what was a great match from the Ontario Fury. 7 goals tallied tonight. hopefully they could replicate that coming up Monday on against the San Diego Sockers. That's it from me here up in the booth and the Toyota Arena. From Brian Tabajay, from the Every production team here, I am Jose Duran. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ontario. We'll be back here Monday, February 17th.
Welcome to Ontario International Airport. Located in the heart of Southern California's Inland Empire, ONT is the travel hub for over 10 million residents and the perfect place to launch your SoCal adventure. If you're planning a theme park visit, a beach vacation, or a retreat into the mountains, ONT is in the middle of it all. Visit us and find out why ONT is becoming the world's airport of choice by caring for what matters most, you.